Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Took a couple of minutes for me to show up live. Let me just look down, make sure I am live and everything is shared out. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me just adjust this slightly. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday or Monday evening? Y'all, I'm so used to doing evening motivation with Jackie on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Normally I'm not live on Monday night, but I'm doing a little something different here. All right, so let me just share it out right quick. Okay, so to show up live, let me just look down, make sure I am live and everything is shared. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, doing a little something different. I always have to try new things. I know y'all know as an entrepreneur, that's what we do, right? Let me just minimize this. How do I do this? Can I minimize it? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm going live from my actual page too. Okay, I am. Okay. So I'm just trying to get my Instagram all queued up here. How's everybody doing this evening? Jacqueline Harrison here. I'm coming to you, like I said, doing a little something different, doing the Monday night thing. I'm kind of a little out of sorts, with everything that's going on. From this pandemic to, the outright assassinations of, unarmed men, basically. Our men just being murdered. I don't care if it is by a cop, just an outright murder. When, it's just a lot, so I have a lot of mixed emotions, still at the same time, still trying to carry on and, be able to make every day, a good day, to be able to, move forward, to be a better version of myself. I don't want to resort back to, I know some of y'all might have heard me talk about the old Jackie and the new Jackie. It's like I don't want to resort back to the old Jackie, but sometimes when things like this happen, I kind of end up somewhere in between. So, but I still wanted to, come live. Like I said, I'm kind of switching things up a little bit. So my name is Jacqueline Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I work specifically with African American women that have coaching and or consulting businesses. And the title you see there is Mindset Mastery Incubator. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. And I just wanted to, just kind of make a couple of announcements. So this Mindset Mastery group is very new. It is specifically, again, for coaches and consultants. And what we work on, well, the main focus is personal and professional development, right? More specifically, mindset work. Because as a coach or a consultant, I know we all know how important it is to have that business strategy, right? How important it is to have your funnel system set up, how important it is to create an email marketing system, right? How important it is to email your list, how important it is to show up, how important it is to be able to speak directly to your ideal client, right? So we know all of these different things. However, if you don't have what I like to call a business success mindset, then you are not going to be able to implement those strategies, right? You're not going to be able to consistently and effectively implement those strategies. That's just the bottom line. You might start out good. You might get going for a little while. You may even, have some traction. Oh, hey, how you doing, Miss Tanisha? How you doing this evening? You may even have a little bit of traction. But the thing of it is, you're not going to be able to be consistent, and you're definitely not going to be able to you're not going to be able to make the sustainable changes that you want to see in your business, right? You may get a couple of clients here, a couple of clients there, but I'm talking about actually being able to scale your business the way you want to, right? Which it's a lot of factors involved. It's a lot of different things that you have to fine tune, a lot of different things that you have to experiment with, right? But at the same time, in order to be able to do that, you have to have the correct mindset. Because if you don't, you're going to stand in your way every time. You are going to self sabotage yourself every time, right? So I know a lot of times, when we go into these business programs, and we have these awesome business coaches, and I do myself, have some awesome business coaches in my life, business coaches, business strategists, right? So they give me all of the particulars that I need to do in terms of showing up, how to ask for the sale, how to get the leads, right? How to work my email list, right? So on and so forth. But the thing is, if you don't have effective strategies in place to be able to effectively address that negative self-talk that's going to pop up, let's just keep it real. We all have it, right? Some of us may experience it more than others. Some of us, it may be to more of our detriment than others. It may slow us down a lot. We may fall down. We may stay down for a little while. You know what I mean? Everybody has, a different response to it. But let's not act like we don't all at one time or another, and especially in the beginning, have some mindset work that needs to be done, right? Because in order for you to basically, when you have a business, you're selling yourself. You are selling yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe what you're selling, then how are you going to sell it to somebody else? You know, Personally, I know what it feels like to come from a place of doubting myself at every turn, at every turn. I didn't feel like I could make a sound decision for myself. Like that, and I'm not going to get into that right now, in particular, how I was raised and so on and so forth. But the end result was I couldn't make any sound decisions for myself, right? I've always felt that I had to go to somebody else to have them make a decision for me, right? Have them tell me what was good for me in my life, or what was going to work out for me at that time. It sounds crazy now, but that was the story of my life. Like when I was in my mid-20s, late 20s, some of my 30s, right? So it is so important. And I'm telling you, I hear this from coaches time and time again. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. But the thing of it is, you have to acknowledge it, and you have to recognize it, and know that you need that work. Because if you don't, you're going to just like gloss over it, sweep it under the rug, and it is going to keep rearing its head and prevent you from taking your business to where you need to take it, or where you want to take it, right? It is going to continuously be a stumbling block. And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. Nobody's mindset it's not like a magic wand. Poof, everything changes, everything is roses, everything is great, everything is grand. No, it takes work. But in order to even begin that work, or to begin that process of healing, right? Because that's really what it is. It is that process of acceptance, that process of identifying, accepting, and healing, right? And beginning to come into who you are as a person. And when you do that, at that point, you are laser focused, because you will know what your purpose is, right? And you know exactly what you are meant to do and how you are meant to serve. And once you know that, because you have to know who you are first. Once you know that, how you're meant to serve, who you're meant to serve, right? And know that you are the best person to do what you are doing, then there will be no stopping you. There will be no stopping you. But you, just like you put business strategy, you have different business strategies that you put in place. It's the same thing with this. And everybody is different. Everybody has different trigger points, right? Different people fall apart, or different people second guess themselves, right? Or compare themselves to others, or start feeling unworthy. Different things trigger different people, right? Different people have different areas in which they need to work in or to work on, right? But you have to identify those areas, because trust and believe, if you don't, they are going to keep resurfacing and resurfacing and resurfacing, right? Until you actually effectively address it and be able to put together strategies in which to address it, in which to not allow it to hinder your growth and your development personally, as well as professionally, as well as in your business, right? So I'm using that analogy, referring to it as business strategy, because it's part of your business strategy. And a lot of people don't necessarily look at it like that, but your mindset is part of your business strategy, because you can have that strategy and you need that strategy, but you also need that mindset work in order to be able to be consistent, to consistently show up, right, as the expert that you are, and know with authority who you are and what the transformation is that you provide, right? And being able to show up as your authentic self. So you need that business mindset strategy, if you will. And that's what the mindset mastery incubator is. That is what it is. It is specifically for coaches and consultants to work specifically on your business success mindset. Okay, I had to stop my Instagram video right quick. To work on that mindset, y'all. I'm serious. Tell me, if let's say you started your business, and especially in the beginning, let's say maybe the first couple of years, maybe even the first 3 years, because sometimes I think it's very natural that it takes time to really get into a groove. You got to try a few different things, right? See a few different things, experiment with this, and really figure out what feels good to you, what feels right to you. Like, how do you show up? What is most comfortable for you, and how do you reach your ideal client? Where and how do you best reach your ideal client, right? So you kind of get out there, you try a few things, you maybe try some different programs, maybe you excuse me, utilize some different platforms, see what you like, right? So you're kind of experimenting. So it's very common when you first initially start to have some self doubt, right? And to start comparing yourself to others, to start seeing other coaches and consultants that are where you feel they are, where you feel like you want to be, right? And you start comparing yourself. Then you start second guessing yourself. You start having all of this self doubt. Oh, well, maybe my stuff isn't good enough, or who's going to listen to me? And am I really the authority? Does any of that sound familiar? Or you want to show up, right? We know that nowadays you have to have an online presence. And of course, especially if, let's say, even if your business is 50% online, you got to have a strong online presence, right? But yet you still, tell me if this a little bit of this sound familiar, you still feel like you don't want to go live, right? You still feel bashful and ashamed about going live. Oh, I'm not going to pronounce this word right. Or I'm going to say too many times. Or see, or I'm not looking into the camera. Or, oh, my hair is not done. And oh, my makeup is not, right. On and on and on, right? And what ends up happening is you don't go live, right? Or you don't show, or you don't do it consistently. You don't do it consistently enough to get the results that you're looking for. Or you're afraid to put your content out there. Oh, who's going to read that? No one's going to pay attention to it. Or, oh, maybe it's going to sound stupid. So what happens? You don't put it out there. Or you put it out there, you work on it, you put something out there, and a lot of people don't respond, right? Let's say you don't even get a lot of likes on it, right? Much less comments. And you're like, dang, Well, maybe people didn't like it. Maybe it sounded stupid, right? On and on and on. All of that self-doubt. You may not necessarily start out that way, but maybe because you put out a program and you didn't get the type of response that you thought you was going to get, or like I said, enough people didn't like it, or God forbid, somebody got on there and made some sort of a negative comment, right? And then you just kind of go into a shell, start all of this self-doubt, self-pity, and next thing you know, you abandon the whole idea. Does any of that sound familiar? Okay. So this whole piece about the mindset, y'all, it shows up in a lot of different ways. It could be, like I said, fearful of going live, not wanting to put your posts out there, right? Not showing up, like I said, live, or either just having a presence online where you're making different posts, right? Second guessing yourself, comparing yourself to others, all kind of under that same umbrella is that whole imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not good enough, you're not worthy. Oh, I don't have enough degrees behind my name. What makes me think I'm the authority on this? How about because you lived it? How about because you've been there, right? You've been there and you can speak on your personal experience first and foremost as to what you did, A, B, C, D, and E, to get you from point A to point B. Nobody can take that away from you, right? But a lot of times we have that imposter syndrome where we feel like we're not good enough, we're not worthy, right? Oh, I don't have as much experience as this person over here. We're looking at we're looking at Lisa Nichols, right? Okay. And the thing of it is, people don't just blow up overnight. It's a process. You might not have known, nobody may have even known this particular coach that you might be following, that you're looking up to, that's your mentor. You don't know where they were 15 years ago, unless they just decide to tell you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So everybody starts from somewhere. But I'm saying that these feelings can be very normal, and the thing of it is, sometimes some of us are just afraid to admit it, or we just don't want to ask for help. And if you don't ask for help, right, it's just like a child. If you know a child is struggling in school, right, you get them the help that they need. You get them the help that they need. This is the same thing. You don't have any problems with reaching out to a business coach, or maybe some of you do, but I'm pretty sure you might have gotten over that by now, right? So you don't have any trouble with reaching out to a business coach, but a lot of times people, and especially if we are used to juggling a lot of hats, the way a lot of us are as African-American women, we'll juggle some balls, y'all, and have a bunch of irons in the fire, and don't miss a beat on none of them, right? So a lot of times we don't want to ask for help. So sometimes we don't even realize that we need the help until it's too late, or we realize we need the help, but for whatever the reason, we just don't want to ask for it. Whether we're embarrassed, whether we're too prideful. Some of us feel like, oh, I got a doctorate degree. What do I look telling somebody that I'm second guessing myself, right? That I don't have a high level of self-confidence, right? That can be kind of embarrassing for people. But the thing of it is, you got to be real with yourself. And if you are serious about taking your business to the next level and actually creating a legacy, creating an empire, then you have to, and it is the smart thing, to get the help that you need. So with my Mindset Mastery Incubator, right? The sole purpose of this Facebook group is specifically for coaches and consultants, African-American women that are coaches and or consultants, to be able to have a safe space to share, to learn from one another, to encourage one another, and last but definitely not least, to be educated on how to effectively address all of this negative self-talk, okay, that we all experience from time to time. So that part is normal, but you have to take action. You have to take action. And just like you put a business plan in place, put a mindset strategy in place to address that, right? And it's a lot of different things that I'll go over in the group, but it all pertains to mindset. It all pertains to how to increase your self-esteem and how to increase your self-confidence. And that's your foundation. That is your foundation of your business, ladies, like it or not. That is your foundation. That is what, and you have to take the time to build that foundation. You got to have a good foundation in which to build this successful empire on that you are going to build. Okay. So this group, let me say this. The first month is free. Okay. The first month is free. If you refer 3 individuals, then your second month is also free. But you have to refer 3 coaches and or consultants, okay, to the group in order to get that second month free. Okay. So I want you to really, really think about that. Really think about how how you stand in your business. Be honest with yourself if any of those things resonated with you. The comparing yourself to others, the self-doubt, the fear of failure. I didn't mention that one, but that's a big one. The fear of failure, not showing up consistently, fear of the opinion of others, imposter syndrome. If any of those things, and there's so many more, but if any of those things jump out at you, be real with yourself and really acknowledge that you need a little assistance in terms of just strengthening yourself in those areas and for all of appropriately planning for the times that all these negative self thoughts and self sabotaging behaviors is going to creep up, because they will. They will. Right. And like I said, you could be at any place in your business. You could be just starting your business. You could be rebranding in your business, right? And having some of these thoughts. Or you could be moving from one level in your business to another level in your business, right? Now you're associating with different people, different expectations, different rules of the game. That may be setting in some of that negative self-talk and those self-sabotaging behaviors. Okay. So don't just think it's just specifically the individuals that have just started their business, right? You could have just started, you could be rebranding, or like I said, you could be moving to a different level in your business. Okay. So this is an opportunity to work on your mindset. And what the group will include, I will do a minimum of 2 trainings a week, 2 live mindset trainings a week. I will also be bringing in special guests to speak to you all monthly. Okay. And it also includes to be a featured coach. And I'll only feature 1 per month, but that will also be something that will be available to you. So 2 trainings a week for myself. I will be bringing in 1 monthly guest that will talk to you on just a lot of different topics as it pertains to growing your business as a coach and or consultant, as well as, like I said, you have the opportunity to be featured and to spotlight your business and what you do. Okay. So I'm going to be posting the link. I'm going to go back and add that in. Yep, I'm going to go back and add that in. I wish I had did that now, but I don't have it to put here. So at any rate, I'm going to go back in and add that. But I'm Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I am your confidence and success coach. And like I said, I deal specifically with African American women that have coaching and or consulting businesses. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I do evening motivation with Jackie. Again, I share different tools and techniques. Every second and fourth Sunday of the month, I interview a phenomenal woman entrepreneur, and we talk openly and honestly about entrepreneurship and some of the trials and tribulations. And we end off on a educational note where she shares different tools and techniques that you can take and begin implementing right away to start growing your business. Okay, so that's every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am also your host for A Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium, which the next one is coming up in September. So be on the lookout also for information regarding that if you are interested. All right. So with that being said, I am going to close out. Thank you so much, ladies, for your time. And please tag a coach or a consultant, and please share this video out. You never know who may be interested in getting this information. Okay. So have a wonderful rest of the evening, all. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.